I want to recognize the house, some of the most extraordinary people I've ever met. I come here today from a place of privilege. I have countless privileges, and I know that. As someone who has known the trauma of food insecurity and poverty in my childhood, I understand the real privileges that I have now. I know the greatest thing that I had going for me in my childhood was that my family supported me in obtaining my education. They knew that education was my ticket out of poverty. Here today, not fighting for my own children, I support them in their education, and I am very passionate about that. And I know that I have two amazing children who will go on and have careers, and they will do well. But I know that not every child has that sort of security. I know that not every child has someone in their corner, and that's why I'm here today. I've been an educator for over 20 years. I now serve as the chair for Educators Defending Democracy, an affiliate of Defense of Democracy. And I have taught students with disabilities, students with special needs, students who require extra support just to make it through a day. And I'm here to tell you, because I've lived it, that the impending changes to the Department of Education will devastate children. It is not speculation. It is not fear-mongering. It is a fact. Yes. So let's set the record straight. The Department of Education does not control what books schools buy. It does not dictate what teachers teach. But what it does do, what it must do, is protect the most vulnerable students in our public schools. It enforces disability accommodations. It ensures that students who need speech therapy, occupational therapy, and developmental services receive them. If the Department of Education is dismantled, children will lose access to these basic services. Children who rely on them in order to be successful in a classroom will be abandoned. They already are. And make no mistake, that is the goal. The people behind this movement aren't looking to build a stronger education system. They are looking to destroy it. Yes. In Oklahoma, we're already seeing the consequences of leaders who actively work against public education. Ryan Walters has gutted the state's ability to enforce its own bullying prevention laws. He's currently being sued because districts across Oklahoma are ignoring severe bullying cases, leaving children so traumatized they don't even have access to public education. Parents are crying out for help, and the Oklahoma Department of Education, under Walters' leadership, is doing nothing. People often ask me, why are you so passionate about education? And I tell them, because education is everything. Yes. It is the bedrock of any functional society. You must have an educated populace. Yes. Oklahoma is second to last in education. We are fifth in the nation for starving children. Fifth. And yet our governor refuses to accept programs that would feed these children. And Ryan Walters is making it harder for families to apply for free and reduced lunch programs. 1 in 4 Oklahoma children is food insecure. Yet we're spending $6 million on Bibles, a book we can access for free. And what happens when you dismantle public education? Public health suffers as well. Oklahoma is 5th in teen pregnancy. Do you know what dramatically reduces teen pregnancy? Education. We are also a top 10 state for teen suicide, ranking 3rd in the nation for teen girls ending their own lives. And for all the talk about being the most pro-life state in the nation, we are in the top 10 for infant mortality. Hundreds of Oklahoma's children die before their first birthday. National organizations like the March of Dimes have given us an F rating for maternal and infant health. 50% more babies die per capita in Oklahoma compared to other states that are better ranking. Here's another lovely ranking for you. Oklahoma is number 1 in the United States for babies born with certain STIs. We are top 10 for several STIs, including syphilis, gonorrhea, and HIV. Yeah, we're in the top 10 for AIDS. Right. We are in the middle of the largest whooping cough outbreak since 1956, but our health department has released zero messaging about it. The only reason we even know about it is because of the CDC and a few dedicated doctors. And that's ridiculous. Just west of us, they're having one of the biggest measles outbreaks the U.S. has seen in 25 years. And kindergartners in some parts of Oklahoma have a vaccination rate nearing 90%, and it's going in the wrong direction. Fewer and fewer children are being vaccinated. And I don't know if you know what measles does to you, but it is terrifying. It blinds children, it can kill them, it's awful. Now imagine that happening nationwide. Because if the Department of Education loses its oversight power and the Department of Health and Human Services is taken over by people with brainworms, parents won't even be able to sue when their children are denied basic protections. And if you think this stops with education, think again. Donald Trump has already made it clear that he's coming for medically necessary care for children. One of the most recent executive orders calls for prescriptions like SSRIs and antipsychotics, mood stabilizers, and stimulant medications that keep children safe and stable. He called them threats. Let that sink in. What kind of person looks at a child's antidepressants and it says, that's a threat? I agree. This isn't just a policy, it's about power. It's about dismantling the system that protects the most vulnerable children in our society. But here's the thing, we're the last line of defense. We must hold the line for children. They deserve it. They deserve us. I'm sorry, I have a hard time not getting emotional. We are the firewall between these policies and the children that they harm. If you want to stand for public education, you must fight for all kids, not just the privileged few. I urge you, I beg you to be involved, stay involved, get your friends involved. Our kids deserve it. I'm part of a larger group, Defense of Democracy, and if you are interested in joining, please come see our table.